Fucking 15? 15. It's 15. Clearly, we're professional as fuck. We're a fucking mess. We're back with episode 15.
And we have a guest.
We have a guest.
Who are you? Introduce yourself.
My name's Al. I am owner of Squat to Depth. I am part of the WRPF now, which is a good thing. A very good thing.
He was an international referee before with the dirty USPA.
I have one question. Why did it take you so long to come to the WRPF?
Wait, hold on. Before we even go into that, am I even supposed to see you guys, or do I not see you?
Oh, you can't see us?
No, it just says CD on it.
Oh, what the
Hold
fuck?
on. We're gonna have to start over.
Oh, dope. My
There,
couch is-
now I can see you.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
We're gonna start over and I'll edit.
All
All right. Welcome back to episode 15
Fucking 15. We're doing it.
with our guest. Who's our guest today?
What's up? My name's Al. I am owner of Squat to Depth. I am now part of the WRPF, formerly with the old federation. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I'm out here in the Midwest.
The old federation. The Child Diddler Federation.
Hold on, I got some beef with you over there, Mr. Hartman. Talking shit about the Midwest on your last episode. Not everything is bad out here in the Midwest, dude. Kansas sucks.
I didn't know where you're
Missouri,
at.
Missouri's a good state.
But aren't you in St. Louis?
Yeah. Oh yeah. St. Louis, Missouri.
I had a coworker from St. Louis. He got stabbed.
Bro. Hey, look, I didn't say it was safe. I didn't say it was safe.
Listen, you can be a meat director over there. All I'm saying is me and Karina aren't going to the fucking Midwest.
Not unless we're getting paid heavily.
Fucking heavily.
I was listening to your episode. I'm like, this bitch.
After every episode, we get so many group messages that are just to us two, and it's somebody that we've pissed off. Mostly him, because I don't piss anyone off.
I got at least like 4 individual messages from the last episode.
We got called cunts because we were making fun of the multiply lifters.
Oh
Okay.
boy. Oh,
I mean, listen, was I wrong? Multiply is the Down syndrome fucking cousin of powerlifting. I'm not
it's
wrong.
fading. It's fading away. Yeah, it's fading away. That's for sure.
I'm just saying, just like Down syndrome is.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good thing.
Oh.
Welcome to our shit show.
Okay, so seriously, you just switched over to WRPF.
Yeah.
What took so long? I mean, you should have been here.
So Micah's been telling me the same thing. Micah's been trying to get me to WRPF for the longest time, and we just, I started, like, my first meet was a USPA meet back in 2015, and that's where I started as a rep, and I really never competed. I mean, at nationals this last October was my first meet outside of USPA.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Right.
Yeah, I competed with USPA, ref for USPA, just everything was USPA. And I'm a very loyal person. So, like, if nothing is coming at me personally, like, I'm just kind of like, you know what, I keep my head down. I'm hosting my meets. I try to be there for the lifters and host the best meets I can for the Midwest.
Yeah.
And, it was just there was never any issues with me.
Yeah.
And that, like, they left me alone and let me do my thing. And
Yeah.
that's what I did. I tried
You
to
were
grow the
hosting
sport.
some of the big meets, like the North Americans and all that too. So
Yeah. So I had North Americans this last November. And then, I was traveling really from St. Louis to the furthest west I went to host meets was South Dakota. So that's about a 12 to 13 hour drive straight through. With the trailer.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. So, like, you guys are wanting to travel, but you're doing it smart and saying, I'll go where the equipment's at, where I was bringing the equipment and my referees with me, on 12 to 13-hour drives every so often. So
I say we'll bring
yeah,
the refs, but we're not bringing any
Look,
fucking equipment.
all I own is a Kabuki deadlift bar. So, if I can check that on Southwest, I'll bring it.
that's right. Hell yeah. Yeah.
12.
So
I love Karina, but I'm not driving 12, 13. I don't think her anxiety could let me drive for 12 hours anyways.
I'd have to drive. Because this motherfucker drives like we got 75 lives. And I have been hit head on at 70 miles an hour. So ever since then, I have like severe driving anxiety.
Yeah.
And I even try to like look at my phone and
Jeff, you little bastard.
do other shit. Goddamn cat. And I look up and he's an inch from the guy in front of us whose brakes are on and he hasn't even braked and he's looking out the window. Hey, look at that guy! And I'm like, ah!
I don't drive 70 though.
Yeah, you drive 100.
Yeah, so we wouldn't fucking get in a wreck at 70. We'd die.
I don't want to die.
Yeah,
I'm not done
It'd
yet.
be quick.
Sir,
I'm just starting, damn it.
this is how much he values my life.
But there you are out in Vegas hanging out.
Look, I drove here.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I mean, no, we drove like that, the first trip out to South Dakota, like I'll never forget it because there was a lot of rain and one of the main highways flooded out. So we're taking this trailer and we're going up out of Missouri into Nebraska, and the main road, it's like 12 midnight, and we're planning to stop like about 40 miles away. We're gonna cut it in half, 6 and 6. So we're like coming out, the main road's blocked, so we have to divert, and then all of a sudden we're just on this fucking gravel road with nothing around, with a trailer, and I'm just looking around like, fuck, like if we get stuck, like we're fucked, like that's it, it's over.
Yeah,
it was
coming out for you for sure.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I was doors were locked. I mean, it was crazy. Like banjo was playing in the background. Like it was nuts.
And you're asking why West. this shit don't happen on the West Coast. All right, I don't have to worry. No fucking deliverance out here on the fucking West Coast. Right? Fuck that. Jesus.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a crazy trip. But yeah, so here we are. Now with WRPF, and everything so far, it's good. It's good. So.
I liked your video about the drug testing earlier.
Oh, you saw that?
With Darian, yeah. He's like, take the cup and open it, and he's like, I was like,
I didn't even cue him. I didn't even cue Darian to like do all that. He was just kind of like doing this. I'm like, all right, man, that was perfect. We had to make it as simple but detailed as possible.
No, it was good because I watched the whole thing and I was like, okay, this is perfect. I know what to do now, and I have my drug tested meat. But I was just cracking up at you guys, like.
Dude, it's awkward as shit. I have actually, I'm gonna put together like a blooper reel of making that video because I had to take so many damn edits off of that damn thing, and it's gonna be hilarious because I was watching it and I'm just like, yeah, I hate videos.
Now, when you were with the federation that shall not be named,
sure. Yep.
Are you allowed to work for both the USPA and the WRPF, or because I know you were international level referee, correct?
Correct. So like from national to international referee, like they specifically said you cannot, judge or ref or be a meet director for another federation. Otherwise, I mean, I would have been all over like having WRPF and doing both.
Okay.
But yeah, they said you specifically you can't do it unless you're like grandfathered in already. Gotcha. So like if I was a referee before they passed that rule, which is I think the rule might have been like in 2018 or 2017, they put that rule in there. And I asked them about it, and their reasoning was, well, we're investing so much into your referee, like you as a referee and a meet director, that we don't want to share that with anybody else or whatever. And that's not verbatim, but it's paraphrasing. But then but I mean, I did, I own Squat to Depth. Me and Micah were buddies, we're homies. And, I was doing the live stream. I started the live stream stuff like during COVID when people couldn't go to meets because of whatever restrictions were in place.
Yeah.
So we just started the live streaming because we were like, well, people want to see these lifters. Like these lifters are putting in all this fucking work for an empty, like you try lifting in an empty room with just 3 reps, right? Like it's stupid. So we did the live stream so at least family can see it. And then that kind of just kicked off, where Micah picked me up and he's like, hey, can you do our live stream? And then I started, like I did the women's pro-am in Cincinnati last year, and I'm doing it again this year. So it's kind of just been going, but I've been able to kind of dabble with different federations, as a different entity, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's
so it's fun.
Did you get any shit for that?
So I didn't get So get this. All right, fuck it. Here we go. So I cleared it with Mike Tronsky. I cleared I let him know. I was like, hey, I have a business. This is what I do. I'm doing live streaming. Like I got offered to do stuff with USAPL. And before even Micah, so I got offered to do live streaming for USAPL. And I just let me clear it just to make sure there's no conflict of interest. And they said, no, you're good. You're good to go. There's no reason or whatever. I said, perfect. So then Micah's opportunity came up and I was hosting the live stream for Micah's meets. And that's when I got a phone call a little shortly after that asking why the fuck am I doing that with a different federation? And I said, well, I cleared this with the VP, so you should probably check with him because I already had a conversation with him about this. Don't question my loyalty. I know it was a big thing where I kind of just went off on an email and I just said, don't question my loyalty. There's a lot of stuff that I've done for you and a lot of money I've given to your federation. And I cleared this prior to doing it. So let's just go ahead and just leave it at that. And sure enough, he cleared it. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize, blah, blah, blah. So there was some in the beginning, and there's some meet directors didn't like and also question the fact that why am I doing things with other federations? But it was cleared. So why not?
It's your business. Like
it's a different business. I'm not, yeah. The same thing with my setups. Like, I offer my setups. So like my lights, all my equipment, as long as I'm not the meet director, I'm not going to cross that line. But if a meet director down the road wants to borrow my setup because he's trying to get started and he doesn't have enough to get started to host meets, yeah, you could rent my trailer and whatever's in it, go for it. My kilo plates, my bars, my squat to depth stuff. I mean, you saw my equipment at the American Pro.
Okay.
So like, if people, want to rent my equipment, by all means, go for it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
That's
I mean, I'm all about the lifters, dude. Like, I'm all about this sport. It's not about it's fuck a fed, right? It's not about the federation. It's about, being able to provide for the lifters quality meets. And that's something for the longest time we were lacking. And now, like, if you look at the Midwest, like, first of all, now the entire Midwest is all WRPF.
Yeah.
But like you're looking at like meets that like Sergio has in Chicago or like Joey in Indiana, like they're all really good meets.
Yeah.
Like it's good. It's good for the lifters that they have options.
Powerlifting fucks fun.
Yeah.
There's some good fucking meet directors. There's some good shit. And, again, I'm personally stoked that everybody's jumping ship for USPA because, once again, Steve does fucking cunt. So, hey.
I'm going to drink every time you say that. I'm going to take a sip.
You're going to be hammered by the end of this fucking episode.
No, man, it's I think we so often are we have at some point lost sight of the whole purpose of this sport is, uplifting each other, having a good time, competing, fucking just having fun, having fun. And there was, when Micah came out with the the lights and the fog and all this shit, like people weren't used to that and they were just dogging it. And now it's like it's the production, like that's. Yes, the judges are important, of course. Like the standards need to be there, the basics need to be there. But if you're just setting up a banner and a platform, and that's it, and not giving back or putting back into your equipment and just trying to collect and make a living. I always said this, look, and I hope I don't, well, fuck it, I'm not care if I offend anybody. If your sole job is running meats to make a living, that means that you're going to fucking cut corners because it's taking money out of your pocket to run meats, right? Because I mean, obviously, if you give back, that means you're taking out of your bank account then to give back your profits. And I think that's just the wrong reason. Like, you know, it should be somebody's side or whatever. But as long as you're just investing back into your product, you know, and you're trying to provide for the lifters a new experience or something cool, like, fuck it, go for it.
100%.
The difference between Fighter Quid Classic 1 and fucking Nationals this last year was fucking night and day.
Yeah.
And I personally, I'm not refused because I'm probably going to compete for Karina's meet in November. But I've really like refused to do any other meet besides Micah's. Like I like the lights and the fog and the music and the loudness. It reminds me of fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? The cool thing about it, if that's not what you're into, don't spend your fucking money and don't pay an entry for it. You don't have to. No one's forcing you. No one's forcing you. So you don't have to talk shit about it either. Like if that's not your cup of tea, which is fine. Go somewhere else. Go to another meet director that you like. But you know, spend that money for the meet director that you like. You know, I'm for it. I get it. Like, dude, Micah's meets totally night and day from like the beginning. Yeah, he just put in so much, dude. He put so much into it, so much work. Asking, you know, he would ask me like, hey, what do you think I should do about this? What do you think? Like, you know, I'd give him my 2 cents, and giving advice is one thing, but like seeing him actually really double down on it is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not everybody's jam, you know, like if they don't like it, fucking pick a different meet director.
Yeah.
Go with somebody else. You know, the thing I do like about the WRPF is, again, to me, there's a lot more hype in the WRPF in the sense of this, because listen, like you said, this sport was made, you know, the uplifting and all that shit. This sport was made by a bunch of fucking misfits. All right. Like, this sport was created by a bunch of sauced out fucking misfits that just don't get along with regular gym goers. Like, realistically, you know, and that's where it fucking started. That's why, you know, personal opinion, you know, I know Karina doesn't share this, but this USPA, good job, buddy. That shit, like, I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either.
You know, I don't like that. I it's like,
we like cussing.
I like cussing. I like swearing. I like when you say I can't swear at a meet, I'm like, bro, the guy over there is he's stuffing Halo in his ass right now. But I can't say fuck. That's weird.
Or my belt can't say.
Yeah. Like the bathroom literally reeks of like fucking, you know, trend. So like,
Annie.
You know, and like, but I can't have music that swears. Like, bro, this sport started in a sweaty dungeon with guys getting in fights because they're taking too much testosterone in their training room. Everybody watched West Side World. Those guys were assholes.
Yeah, and you know, I get like the perspective of like, hey, we have kids in these, like we have kids coming to these meets. Like, I get it, but like at the same time, you're at a powerlifting meet. Like, choose wisely before you enter. You know, like
Andrew House smashing his face on a bar, bleeding. You've got me, demon screaming, multiple women peeing. Like, if you bring your kids to that, that's your responsibility to like explain that, or they understand that. Like, my kid will go to a powerlifting meet. He already knows what goes on. He already knows I'm screaming. He already knows he's going to see some big dudes, seeing some wild shit. He already knows there's going to be piss everywhere. He doesn't question it. But if your kid is sheltered, maybe don't bring him to a powerlifting meet.
Like, or how about the Pro Raw? Like, the warm up room was not like this gated off, like you couldn't get. You could just look. Hey, look, there's I watched 3 different people jam something in their fucking shoulders in front of everybody. Like,
how many times did your Chris cuss at that, by the way?
Which one?
At the National? Pro Raw.
Oh, at Pro Raw. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I kind of it's like all was background noise for me. There was only one time where he said it next to me, and I just gave him this look, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, you're gonna have to take that down." And he just looked at me and said, "Shut the fuck up."
My favorite is you can hear it in the live stream. You just hear him in the background. Let's fucking go, Karina!
Let's
Yeah.
fucking go. And then back smacks. I'm saying, listen, man, listen. I'm sorry. I need to be able to swear. She could have ran through a fucking wall that day.
Yeah, no, of course. Like, I'm going to like with my meets, like I'm going to put like something at the door and just say, hey, look, you're gonna enter a powerlifting meet. That's gonna you maybe hear some music, explicit lyrics, or some cuss words. Enter at your own risk or whatever. But like something like that. But we shouldn't have to, but yeah, there are kids that come in, and some people have never been to a powerlifting meet before, so they don't know what the hell to expect. So at least if they see that coming in, it's like, all right, cool. Like now you're coming in at your own, so that's on you.
Yeah.
But at least give the meet directors the option. Like, let us decide what music we want to play. Let us decide what we want to do. It's our meet. It's what we're the ones that have to face the complaints, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get complaints first, not the national office. So you get it after.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was kind of not a fan about that's along those lines is not allowing your spotters and loaders to cheer or motivate or yell for the lifter. Like if they're focusing and doing their job, like my spotters and loaders, I never reprimanded them for it because it's like, dude, they're cheering for the lifter just as like someone in the front row. What was that?
They're a volunteer.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're getting, they're getting paid, but they're also getting like a shirt and lunch. Like if they want, and it's not like they're cussing negatives. Like they're like yelling, trying to like amp them up and hype them up. Let them go. Let them go. Like as long as they do it for everybody, you know, because the whole thing was favoritism, right? Oh, we don't want to show favoritism. Like they're doing it for everybody. So who are they favoring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're doing it for everybody. Like let them be. Like they're here spending their fucking. I don't know if you all ever spotted and loaded before, but fuck, I've done it. I did it for USAPL and a couple other meets, and damn,
it's a
no. I refuse.
It's
fuck
tough.
that. Hey, I watch these boys. I'm like, you look tired, dog. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a workout.
I had to throw in a guy like last minute to help because my spotter and loader team like was missing someone that was sick last minute. And so I grabbed one of the guys and I was like, hey, can you spot and load? And he was like, yeah, no problem. And by bench, I had walked by and he was like, Karina, I'm so tired. When can I get a break? I was like, look, after bench is done, you're done. You can go sit down. We don't need you for deads.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Like there's a ton of respect that goes to the spotters and loaders because if you think about it, like the entire meet is on their back. They're lifting every single kilo on that platform.
Yep.
They're making sure that the lifters are safe.
Yep.
They're making sure that it's done fast because they don't want to be there until 8:00 at night loading plates.
Yep.
And the whole tempo of the meet and how it flows is on them.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I give my hats off to those guys for sure.
A good spotting and loading team will fucking make or fucking break. Now, I didn't watch it, but I've heard a few of the spotters and loaders at this latest one, the Ghost Clash, were fucking retarded. Like,
I don't know. I didn't. It was slow. I know the first day when I was kind of watching it. My daughter had soccer Saturday, so I was in and out of the live stream. But I was shocked to see how late that ran. And I don't know that spotters and loaders also, I think Ashley said there was something with the logistics of the meet, something like that slowed it down a little bit too.
I know it was like at a bar.
Yeah, it was at I think the venue was a brewery. Yeah.
But I know I was watching it or someone had messaged me and was like, we're just now starting deads, and it was like 5 p.m. our time.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. It was like it ran late. But I'll tell you though, like I watched all of Sunday.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It was so good compared to like last year was a little rough as well. But this meet, the Ghost Clash, dude, give Alex credit because that meet was fucking sick. Like the standards and the reffing standards, the bench pauses were legit, Karina.
I have still the 4th heaviest female bench ever.
There you
So
go.
I paused my bench, but I had time to think about your pause on my bench. I remember being like, did he forget? And then it was like, press. And I was like, damn. But it was fine because it was super light because I was injured and I was only doing 385. So
there you go. Yeah.
Still.
And you know, the live stream commentary at Ghost Clash was legit too. Like Ashley did a fucking great job because there's a lot of people that watch that they're, again, family members who have no idea what the fuck's going on. Yeah. And she like was literally breaking down and explaining like every rule. This is why they haven't got the press command. Like it was cool. It was legit. Yeah. It was really good to see.
Yeah. The standards have gotten a lot better for sure. You know, I see a lot of people, you know, still bitch a little bit, but like it just depends, right? Like you always, especially for me, bench. The one that I see that I bitch probably the most about would be squat or like deadlift standards, because bench. Mm-hmm. You know, you see guys like bitch a lot about, say like John Hack. Oh, he gets such fast press commands. I'm like, John Hack has the most controlled fucking bench I've ever watched. Yeah. That man,
bro,
just touches his fucking his ribs and it is dead the second it touches.
Exactly. He knows.
Oh, press, because there's no fucking movement. Yeah. Like, that's why TD gets a long press command, because he fucking sinks.
Yeah, exactly.
And then heaves. It's like, bro, like, it's a fucking, they're given legit press commands. Now, my gripe, again, USPA, Mr. Squat to depth. Why is the USPA depth different than, no, but realistically, as much as I like to bitch, why is USPA depth like gooch on the fucking floor as opposed to just breaking your fucking, the plane?
Yeah, so, I mean, breaking parallel is breaking parallel, right? Like, the term is you just have to, you know, the top surface of your hip has to break the top surface of your knee. So like, as long as it could be here, and that should be a good enough.
And that's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, and that should be good enough. And I can't speak for other judges of why they wait or they call it deeper than what it should be. But honestly, like, if it's anywhere just past that, but again, here's the other thing too, on the flip side from being in the chair, is I've seen people complain about calls about depth, and they're like, well, I got lower that time. It's like, no, you actually didn't. You're actually bending over, you're folding over more, but your hips are still staying elevated, and you're not sinking your hips down. So like it goes, there's two ways, but honestly, yeah, no, it should be just by the rule book and how it states is break parallel.
How does the rule book say, well, like, because, okay, so my opinion, especially me and Corinne talked about this last night, like, first, this is a fucking hobby, right? There's nobody here besides maybe John Hack that's making money doing this, right? This is a fucking hobby. So, and we're paying for this sport. In my opinion, tie goes to the runner, right? If I go, huh, and you go, oh, fuck, that should be a white, should it not?
If you have to think about it, like, again, you have to understand, like, there's some lifters who do you a favor and go really slow, and they make sure that they go, and then they come back, right? They come out of the hole. And then there's some lifters who fucking dive bomb into that bitch. And then you have to, as a referee, have to be like, make a decision right then. If you can't make a decision and you're not sure, like, I understand, like, yes, okay, I understand, like, probably shouldn't make a red call if you can't tell. Like, I always said, like, if a spotter is in the way and you can't see it, you give it to the lifter.
Thank you.
Right. The same thing goes with that. Like, if the dive bomb is so quick where you can't tell if they were there and you have to actually sit and think about that and run it through your head for more than a few seconds, that should probably go to the lifter as well.
Okay.
But, you know, at the same time, but if you can make a decision, this is what I always tell my newer refs. If you're watching and you don't feel that they hit depth and you make that call and you can defend that call, go for it. Yeah. As long as you can defend that call.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as that lifter comes off the platform and they say, what was it? You need to be able to tell them what and why.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And it's hard to ref. It's not an easy job because you have to be focused the whole time. And then you're seeing shit you don't expect to see sometimes too. Like, you know, like weird things. And you got to look at this, all this shit at the same time, and then you got to make a split-second decision, and it's difficult. And I didn't know that or like think about that till I started reffing, and I was like, oh shit, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, like from the minute you get the platform ready, right? So the bar's ready, the lifter walks up to the platform, you're already looking at their equipment. Okay, is
Yep.
their knee sleeves touching their singlet? Is there space in between? Where are their socks?
Yep.
Are their wrist wraps too high? So you're already eyeing that as they're walking to the platform, right? They step up to the bar, they grab the bar, they go under it, they set. Now you're just making sure that, well, the USPA rule was you can't the coach can't slap them or anything like that on the platform, right? They can line them up, but they can't do any unnecessary slapping or whatever. So you're watching that too. They
Now,
set the bar.
Like you can't. So I've been told the rule. You can't actually like line them.
So
right?
in squat, you can line them.
Oh, okay.
You can touch them and line them up. So it's either whether
you can only tell them.
Yeah, so you can tap them on the shoulder, left, right, or you can touch their back, tell them left, right, whatever. But like, there's people that go and then they slap the lifter's ass on their way out, and like, okay,
Yeah.
can't do that, whatever. But then they get under the bar, they unrack it, so now you got to see where that bar placement is. Then they're getting set. Now the hard when they're saying, okay, you get the squat command. When they get that squat command, you got to look to see, are their knees locked or are they not? And then, or do they lock and unlock them after the squat command, right? So there's a ton of shit that you're looking at on top of depth. Depth alone is the biggest thing, and then you got to watch all this other shit. So it's tough, man. And like people who criticize referees, if they criticize referees, I always tell people like, hey, look, we need eyes like you. Then if you're able to catch it and we're not, like, we need eyes like you. Come join us and help us out. Then,
Yeah. And of course, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes a wrong call. Everyone makes a bad call.
Yeah.
It happens. I've done it plenty of times where I'm like, oh shit, that should have been red. That should have been white. It happens. We're human. But all we can do is keep practicing and keep
just get the more
standard.
lifts you see, and the more times you have to refresh with the rule book. There's some stuff in the rule book that you don't see all the time, and you have to kind of go back and keep refreshing and be like, oh shit, I forgot about that. As long as you stay on top of that shit and just get in the chair and take as many opportunities to watch as many lifts as possible, with your training partners at the gym. Like, if they didn't hit depth, tell them. You're not doing them a favor by not telling them. Like, you need to fucking tell them.
It's there on me.
I was yelling at him yesterday.
It's always there on me day.
I'm like, bro. I'm like, I would red like that. He's like, eh.
Like, there on meat day. It always is.
Oh boy. Actually, I have a shirt that says that.
I've never gotten reds. I've never missed a squat.
There you go.
2 meets you've done.
It's okay. It's all right. I've gotten 17 out of 18 white lights on all my squats.
Hey, there you go.
I got one red. I got one red for a high hip, I think, on my third on last meet. So.
Oh shit. No.
Yeah. I got tight fucking hips, man.
So your comeback is going to be quads meet then?
Probably, yeah.
Nice.
More likely. I wanted to do nationals, but I didn't qualify my dots to get Prime Day as untested. And I don't want to do Peasant Day because I don't want to do 2 platforms. I love the meet.
Yeah.
I love the meet. I don't want to. I don't personally. 2 platforms not my jam. I don't want to share the limelight with somebody while I'm lifting.
That's fair, dude. That's fair. I've come across some other people that have that same feeling, like they want it to be all like one platform, and I get it. That's cool. Like if that's your jam, that's your style. Go for it.
Yeah. It's like when I fought, I didn't like to do multiple ring tournaments. I'm like, no, I'm fighting. You need to pay attention to me. I don't want to be pulling 700 for the first time, and some 130-pound fucking female lifter is pulling fucking 315. Everybody's fucking, oh my god, that's amazing because she's 130 pounds. No, fuck her. I'm pulling 700.
Yeah.
I didn't even that's not even my fucking warm up. Fuck that. I don't give a shit.
I can see that. That's fair. That's fair. I never thought about that.
That's just, but I get people love it, and I'm gonna be there to support Micah and everything because I love going to the meets. But it's not Even as a spectator, it's not my favorite either. Because if I got two homies
Yeah.
on the platforms, I'm like, fuck. Well, I guess this is where you guys find out who I like most.
The best is coaching them on 2 different platforms in the same flight.
Good.
And I did that at USPA Nationals in Palm Springs, where I had like 3 on one flight, 2 on the other side, and I was literally running back and forth. And then as soon as they were done, I was like, go sit down. And I had another guy up in the next flight, and I'm just running back and forth. And I was just like, bro.
See, this is when you start picking favorites and letting them know who the favorite is.
When you can build my resume, I'll pay attention to you.
This is why he doesn't coach.
Listen, Cynthia, right? Here are your numbers, okay? I'm gonna go coach Robert because he's squatting a lot more than you. Okay? Sorry, you guys are time. I don't care about your lifts as much, but I am writing the program, bitch.
Yeah.
I never had to worry about that because I'm the star always. So
Yeah, she always gets it. She gets 5 people in her corner, hyping her up and getting her
Oh,
whole
yeah.
crew.
We travel with like 12 for any meet I do, and everybody has a job. Like he's the runner and the hype guy, and then I've got the other handler who's like checking the board and shit, and like looking at everything else. He's running to get chapstick and Rice Krispie treats, and then he's hyping me up and handing off the bar and slapping me and shit. And then I got the camera people in like various areas, and the one that made all the sandwiches the night before, and then the one that carries all the shit. It's important.
Hey, that's fair. You got to have a team. It's a team sport. It just, you're on the platform by yourself.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fucking
fair. I get it.
Yeah.
Now, over in the Midwest, Al, are you what gym? Do you own a gym or are you at a gym?
No, I co-own STL Barbell. So, yeah, that's out here in St. Louis.
What is that? Which one? Micah stopped by his last trip over there, yeah?
Yeah, when he picked up the trailer, for the American Pro, he swung by and got a couple lifts in.
Okay, he posted a couple videos in there then.
Who do you own it? Who's the other?
Her name's Molly. She's not in the sport. She wanted to open a gym, so she had opened it, and then she'd opened it back in 2016, and then a couple years after, I hopped on board, and I put a lot of equity and equipment, brought some equipment for the meets and stuff like that. So got a good thing going, man. I love the gym. It's we have basically everything that's you need for strongman, Olympic lifting, powerlifting, like everything.
That was gonna be my next question. Are you an SBD gym like us at FQ, or are you like an everything gym?
I mean, we got some strongman equipment. We got an Olympic size, platform, and all that barbells and bumper plates and all that shit. We're almost all kilo plated out in the gym because with all the meets that we have like at least like 5 or 6 sets probably like 5 sets of kilos in there. I'm trying to get rid of the steel plate so I can get at least all the kilos in there.
I love this. I hate kilos. I will train my prep on raggedy ass steel plates. I don't give a shit. I fucking hate kilos. I cannot calculate them even with the damn app. I swear I'm not stupid, but for some reason I cannot do it. I was at FQ like last summer in my prep, and I asked like 16 different people if the fucking numbers were right, because I misloaded it every single time. Somehow ended up misloading my overhead press. I was supposed to be doing like 170. I had it at 187, and I'm like, oh. And I was like,
there's a fucking chart on the wall.
I just makes sense.
There's a fucking chart. It literally says 187. You put on this, and this, and this is with collars and a standard bar.
No,
no,
just
I hated it. Yeah, I hated kilos like before. Like I would not use them. I'd use the steel plates because it just also, especially for like pulling on a deadlift bar, like it was always more fun pulling on steel plates. And then I just forced myself to. I was like, fuck, because it's different. I feel the difference. Like when you're pulling from steel plates on a deadlift bar to like calibrated kilo plates, I feel there's a difference on it. And so I just forced myself to do it. Like, okay, everything I'm going to do all kilos. And now like mapping it out, it's better.
Do you pull conventional or sumo?
Conventional.
Okay.
Thank God.
Thank fucking Christ.
No, I can't pull sumo, man. I tried this last block. Like,
that's funny because you're the only conventional puller that's ever said that to me. It's always guys like, well, I have my PR deadlift is 715 on steel plates, but I can only pull about 650 on kilos. I'm like, oh, so you can only pull 650. Got it. Hey, like, I mean, I get the whip, but I've never had an issue, at least for deadlift, via kilos or fucking steel plates. I only like doing it on my squat sometimes because it looks fucking cool. But like, honestly, if I'm loading up 500 fucking pounds on a squat bar, I'm not using fucking iron plates because I don't want that shit bouncing all over the fucking place.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't notice a difference in squat and bench. But for some reason, and maybe it's in my head too, man, I don't know. It just seems heavier with kilo plates.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
I do it on my bench. It looks better.
Well, yeah, you want three plates.
My bench is so bad that it doesn't look good benching 2 reds. It looks better benching 2 plates and a 25.
Oh,
It looks more
100%.
I only do it on fucking on bench, but deadlift
Because we do it for looks and ego, really.
100 fucking %. Fuck, listen,
Yeah.
my fucking shorts are raggedy as fuck. They're all torn up and shit. You know why I wear them? Because they're tiny.
Fair.
So fucking reason. Come on. I didn't do this to be healthy. I did this to get juicy as fuck and be strong. Fuck out of here.
I mean, yeah. I don't think any of us are healthy in powerlifting.
Come on now. Some of us want to be, but we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't.
In theory, it sounds like a great plan.
I'm healthy.
Like, let's be real. Yesterday, actually, I'm like, let me just do 8s or 10s on deadlift. So I'm fucking doing those. And then the first comment I get once I set them down, hey, you doing cardio, Al? I'm like, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, when I first transitioned from fighting, because of fighting, my work capacity was fucking insane, right? My singles, not very good. Like, I fucked Brandon's numbers up like crazy because he based my AMRAPs off of my singles. But I blew them out of the fucking water because my work capacity was crazy. So like, I'm supposed to be hitting like 13 on like a fucking, a little over 10 for my hypertrophy AMRAP, and I'm hitting like 25 and shit. And he's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? But now, when I kill it, right? Like, say like a deadlift, I crush it. I hit like 12 or 14. I'm like, I might have a fucking heart attack.
Gas. Yep.
I'm about to go into cardiac arrest right now. This is fucking terrible.
Well, that's a huge difference because you said you were a fighter, right? So your cardio had to have been
it was
immaculate.
It was, it's funny, like I was never a cardio fighter, but compared to what it is now, it was amazing, even though I was still only like a 2-round fighter. Like my cardio was never great, but it's worth, bro, I can barely fucking hop on my lady for fucking 5 minutes without dying. Fuck. Fucking cardiac arrest, man. I'm like, in her fucking face. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. I'm dying. Fat.
They'd be like, hey, did you get yours? Because I got mine. I'm out. I'm done.
I've learned that from like smashing powerlifters to like non-powerlifters, like just regular gym guys. And I'm like, wow, they have a lot more stamina.
No shit. Fucking huffing and puffing and
buff and big. They're just like little like gym guys.
Man, it's a give or take, man. It's like not everybody is fucking God's favorite like John Hack. Okay, you either get a squat and a dead, a bench and a squat, or a fucking a dead and a bench. You don't get all three.
You don't get all three.
You don't get fucking all three.
He's blessed. That guy's blessed.
He's fucking fucked.
I'm the subtotal queen. Catch me with my huge squat and bench, and then by deads, I'm like, fuck. Do I have to?
I got a great squat, fucking pitiful fucking bench, and a great deadlift. Like, I'm gonna catch up with his deadlift.
I'm done. If I'm not in the lead, I'm in the lead, but then I know these deadlift specialists are coming and they're blowing right by.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, fuck.
I just gotta hang on.
I hate deadlifts, bro. I fucking hate it. I've always hated them.
That's why.
Just never got along with them.
What? No, because he's stumpy.
We're stumpy.
That's fair. Dude, I got
not wrong.
Arms. We could bench all day, but I got short ass arms. But god damn, I can't pull her shit.
I can't bench it, so it's okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I got the longest fucking range of motion, man. I fucking hate it.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Oh, grip wider. I'm like, oh, that changed it by an inch. Fuck.
And I'm weaker by doing that. So
And I'm
Yeah.
like my shoulders are fucked from fighting, bro. I'm gonna blow my shit out.
My
doing this.
pecs are gonna rip open with wide grip. Like, fuck that.
You know, I tried it one time. Tried it wider during one of my preps. I bench pinky on the ring, right?
Yeah.
It was like 275. Okay, I'm like, you know what? Let me try. It was like a set of fucking 3. I'm like, let me try index on the ring. First rep, pop! I'm like, well, I'm done. Great. I didn't tear anything.
That.
But I was done benching for a week. I was like,
Yep.
well, great.
Learned your lesson after
Awesome.
that. That's for sure.
Yeah. When was your last meet, Al? Was it Fight or Quit? Was that the last one you did?
Yeah, nationals. Yeah, nationals.
Oh shit.
October.
When's the next one?
Dude, I'm not even thinking about it, to be honest. Like, it feels nice not to be focused on powerlifting for once. Like, to just kind of go in and be like, okay, what am I going to do today? All right, I'm going to do a compound movement for like 2 sets of 10, and then I'm going to just bodybuild the rest of the fucking day.
It must be nice to have great biceps and be able to make that choice if you want to powerlift or not, Al.
Hey, how's your bicep, by the way?
I just fucking finally deadlifted last week for the first time.
Oh, nice.
I went up to like 3. I think Brandon had me do 300 for fucking 10 sets of 6. That motherfucker. But it feels good. It feels good. I jammed so many fucking peptides in this bitch for fucking 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Jam some in my damn neck.
Yeah.
I'm all fucked up right now.
Yeah, did you hurt your neck on that bench that came down?
I woke up fucked up after a deadlift AMRAP. But I've had like problems for my whole life. So I think it's just like one of those like freak things. And I have the worst I have Kaiser, which I don't know if you guys have that out there, but it's like this shitty ass fucking insurance. But you got to fucking jump through hoops to get anywhere with anybody. They didn't actually, my chiropractor's like, I'm pretty sure you have a bulging disc in your neck. Yeah, I can't. It's completely shut off my pec, my right pec, and my right lat. So I can only bench a plate. Like this side just doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
My deadlifts have suffered because I can't keep that side tight, and it's pushing my shoulder over the bar because I can't stay in position, and then it's like pulling in my lower back because I'm using way too much lower back. And the only thing that's going good is squat. And then I've just been doing like I can do dumbbells and stuff. I don't have much pain. It's just like turning back. But Brandon texted me the other day. He's like, so what's the plan with training? And I was like, the only thing that's going is squat right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, try to fucking jump through hoops and get a fucking x-ray so I can get an MRI so I can get a fucking shot in my fucking neck. And then hopefully this shit unpinches by like July so I can start prep for the American Pro. And he's like, all right, we'll just take a break for a month and just, do whatever. Don't yard. And I'm like,
get out, you little bastard.
I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, I had Kaiser. I used to be out in LA. Remember, I was born and raised out there. And I had Kaiser for my kids were born in Kaiser actually.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. We made it out alive though, so we're good.
Yeah, they didn't kill me when I had meningitis. They did save me. Although they tried to send me home at first, and luckily somebody caught it. But I'll credit them for that.
So when's your first WRPF meet you're gonna host, Al?
So I'm hosting April 8th here in St. Louis. We're doing our all women's meet. So it's called Queen of the Arch. And so that's going to be April 8th. And then we have our first drug tested meet May 14th on Mother's Day. Sorry. But it's sold out. And all the lifters seem to be excited about it. So we're doing something a little bit different for at least for my staff. Like we're doing like a prime flight. So we've never done that before out here at my meets. So the lifters seem to be excited about that. And I'm kind of introducing a new lifter a week and posting them on social media and like introducing them to the prime flight. So kind of like, giving a little spotlight and stuff like that and just trying something different for the lifters to kind of enjoy. So yeah, we're excited about it. It's going to be a good time. We got, we're close to Chicago. So we got both Adam Rivera coming out for photography. And then we have Jeff Frank over from Shutter Sport Productions.
Oh,
Scott and
okay.
Casey. So they both come out
I love
and
both
they
of them.
shoot my meets. Yeah, they're really fucking good. So
Adam's fucking great. I've had him
Yeah.
do my pictures. I didn't know Jeff's name, but I know Shutter Sport for sure. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Adam, I love his pictures. And I look back at any picture he's taken of me and I can like feel that exact moment again. And I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like Jeff always told me, so I hired Jeff when I first started Squat to Depth at the 2018 Kern. I hired him to take pictures of Cece Holcomb.
Okay.
She was my athlete at
Oh
the time.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and one of the pictures that he ended up taking of her made like Power Magazine or something, and like it ended up being like a real kind of launching, his photos and photography stuff. And so it was cool seeing that for Jeff. And then Adam too. Like Adam, I invited him to my meet when he first came out as a photographer, and so he got his start here, at St. Louis with my meets and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's awesome seeing kind of where they're at now. And Jeff always told me, he's like, dude, anybody can take a picture of the actual lift itself. He's like, it's not that exciting. He's like, but it's what happens before and after the lift that you want to make sure that you get and you're ready for.
That emotion.
The raw emotion. Those are the best fucking pictures, man.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah,
a good fucking spot right now. I'm really fucking, stoked about where it's. I mean, it sucks getting into it and you're not a genetic freak, because there are some fucking freaks in this sport right now. You're like, fuck, God.
Yeah.
It would have been great to get in fucking 10 years ago when people weren't nearly as fucking strong.
No
shit.
Same.
Dude, now you got people out of the woodwork, just like coming out of nowhere, or silently putting in work, and then all of a sudden they make it, to the big stage, and you're like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah. Kid that I coach right now, that's 23, and just turned 23 and just did his first meet, and with an 1860 something total, like he weighed in at like 229, and we left a lot on the table. Like, and his dots is like 513 or something. I'm like, bro, you're already qualified for anything. And he's like, really? And I was like, just wait, because he's gonna do my meet that I'm hosting in May. And I was like, I'm pushing him now, because I only had 6 weeks to work with him before that meet. So I was like trying to figure out, but now I'm like, we're fucking pushing. There's some, and he just came out of nowhere.
Go ahead.
That's the other thing with, like, when you're coaching too. It's like, it sucks that you get some lifters that like are just coming up, like, oh, I'm in meet prep, I'm gonna get a coach, and it's like, fuck. Like, okay, like, that's fine.
Well, I hired my coach and I'm 4 weeks out. Can you coach me?
Right. And then you're like,
sure.
dude, give me time.
It's gonna be a tweak and peek real quick, and whatever we got's what we got. But after the meet, we'll really start working.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I always think it's crazy, man, that people hire coaches like, oh, I'm just hiring a coach for prep. I'm like, that's weird. I've been with Brandon for 4 years without a break.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do you think you fucking get work and you put all your work? Listen, I do the most drugs during prep, but like I put in my most work during fucking off season. That's when the bulking and shit happens. I don't put on much weight during prep. I put on a little strength and peak harder, and that's what the fucking extra shit's for. But like, bro, during fucking off season, where I put in all my fucking work, like, you need a coach to fucking help you do that shit. Like, I don't know. I don't.
Like, you need to fix the stuff that's not right, like the movements, and you can't do that in just a matter of weeks. Sometimes it takes months to like fix shit and to make it click in their head, like with cues or whatever.
100%.
But it just takes time. Like, you can't just roll into that and just be like, all right, cool, fix me in 3 weeks because we got a meet coming up. And it's like, no, I need time. Like, we'll do the meet, like you said, we'll tweak and peak. But you're gonna be a long off season.
It's whatever you got is what we're rolling into the meet with, and we'll fix shit later.
Yeah, no shit.
But, it is what it is.
So my first coach was Micah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. I did my meet in 2015 with Kid Diddler, the Foxes out in Kentucky, Johnny Lane. So That was my first meet director. That was my first meet. And so you know, I do that meet, and I saw some video on Instagram that Micah had posted, and I was like, oh, that's cool. This guy's cool, and he's in St. Louis too. So let me just shoot him a text and see if I can get a coach for the next, you know, whatever. He's like, oh, cool. Yeah, we'll work together. What meet are you doing tomorrow, by the way? I was like, oh, I'm doing this meet, the Kentucky State. And he's like, bro, I'll be there. Come talk to me. I'm like, all right, cool. So he was actually there at that same meet. I didn't even know. And yeah, since then I worked with Micah for like I think 2 years, 2-3 years.
Nice.
Good times.
Who do you use now?
I'm not getting coached right now. I'm kind of doing my
Okay.
own shit. After Micah, it was Steve DeNovi, who is PRS Performance. He's mainly he's mainly known in USAPL, but he coaches a lot of USPA lifters too. So yeah, good guy. And then I got Famish doing my nutrition now.
Okay. How's that working?
It's good. Yeah, he's cutting my calories, so I'm hating him right now. But no, he's a cool guy, man. That guy puts like a lot of like effort, and my shit's not easy, man. Like there was a point where I was traveling every weekend, whether it's to meets for live stream or my daughter's soccer or what have you. So like when I hired Fam, I like told him straight up, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna let you know this isn't gonna be easy because like I travel a lot, so like being consistent is my problem. Like I'll be good, you know, Monday through Thursday, but once I travel, when I'm on the road, like
it's so hard.
What I can fucking get.
Yeah, and he's just like kind of gave me some tips, and you know, hey, try this, try going to a grocery store when you get, you know, if you have access to a kitchen. So now, like when I book my rooms in my hotels, like I try to make sure there's a kitchenette. So like there's certain hotels I would book with that because they have a kitchenette, and then I'll make sure like right as soon as I get my rental car, I go straight to the grocery store and I'll go get some shit for the weekend. And he's changed my mindset about it, dude. That guy's fucking awesome. I love Fam.
Is that a drink you're drinking part of your meal plan?
Yes. This is portioned out.
Got it.
As it fucking. Listen, whiskey is, you know, whiskey puts fucking pounds on your conventional fucking deadlift. Not sumo, guys. Sorry, if you drink whiskey and you do sumo, it just counts as out the gay. That's all. Do we have questions?
Yeah, it's on your phone.
Oh, so did you text it to me? I'm super.
You got the nude I sent you? I sent you a nude too.
Bet.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well, all right. So we already went over this a little bit. So, thoughts on Ghost Clash? So.
Yeah, awesome. 2 thumbs up. The first day, like I said, went long. Alex made the right corrections, and bro, it was awesome. The second day.
I am Wally 1726. I'm gonna call this guy out because he's a fucking creep. Do you peck bounce? Yeah, he wants to know.
That was for me, but we're for sure.
But we're asking you instead.
Oh, shit.
Well, Wally, he does. You fucking creep. And Wally also wants to know: can I worship your muscles always?
Absolutely. Is this the same Wally?
Not partially, not part-time. It's literally fucking always.
Always.
Okay, 100%. Good.
Okay, as long as we're clear.
Here's a legit one. When is the next squat to depth drop? Will you have an opening for squat to depth athletes?
So, good question, actually. So I plan to do a drop in January, and then shit kind of hit the fan with something else in powerlifting that I kind of had to reshift my focus and attention on. So I'm planning a drop probably by July, to be honest. I'm going to be straightforward, man. When I started running meets and then doing the live stream, my attention on the apparel kind of just went out the window.
Of course.
Just because there was just so much. And then my kid got into like club soccer, and then there was another priority. I had to put that on top. I put my kid up top. So, but I am focusing. I'm going to redo the website next month. And then we're going to start making some drops, some new shorts. I actually have a sample of some new shorts that we were looking to do before I stopped. And so my most popular shirt is Only You Can Prevent Quarter Squatting.
Oh my god.
Fuck yes.
I love
with
those.
Smokey the Bear. So that's the new shorts that we're gonna release out, and I just have to kind of get on it and produce them. So
I'll buy a pair.
Oh, dude, I'll fucking buy a pair.
so they're coming. They're coming.
Yes.
Fucking sweet. And then they said, let's see, the second part of their question was, will you have an opening for Squat to Death athletes?
So that's actually a really good question too. No. I'm kind of done sponsoring athletes at this point. There was a time where I was sponsoring a lot of athletes. I spent the first 2.5 to 3 years of when I opened Squat to Depth was sponsoring athletes and just giving back to the athletes and stuff like that. It kind of started getting a little too political. To where I just said, you know what, there's just too much. Like, that's not what I got in this for. And I just kind of stopped. I'll sponsor meets. Like, I sponsor meets and I'll do gift certificates for like meet directors and stuff like that for best lifter prizes. And I'll try to give back in that way. But focusing the attention on specific athletes, because either one athlete didn't feel that they got enough attention compared to other athletes, or it's like I'm giving all this to the athletes, and like the athletes are just like, all right, cool, thanks. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, there's a partnership. Like, you got to give back to the brand. Yeah. Like, if I need you for photos, or I need this, or I need that, and it was like pulling teeth. So I just kind of said, you know what, I'm just kind of gonna just kind of level it out right there and just let it go. And I'll do an athlete or two here and there. One cool thing that I did that I might bring back is I have the Squat to Death Summer Showdown every year, and that's like our big meet. And 1 year I gave both the male and female best lifters a 1-year sponsorship. And cool. So like the winners of that meet, I sponsored them, which I paid their meet fees for the next couple meets. They got clothing and shit like that. So I may bring that back just because that's my baby meet that I take pride in. So yeah, I might do that again down the line. So for sure.
That's what's up. And then last question. I already know the answer to this one. If Al owned a food truck, what foods would it sell? It's Mexican. Come on.
I was like, how does he know?
Dude, okay. So fun fact, I am the worst Mexican ever. I don't speak Spanish. And I don't like spicy foods. I'm the worst, bro. Like, I'm fucking terrible. I'm a straight up coconut. Like, I'm white on the inside, but like brown on the outside.
But do you like tacos though?
Oh hell yeah! No, I'll kill some tacos and some margarita. Like, dude, margarita, bro. I'll throw back margaritas all day.
I love margaritas.
Oh yeah, I'll throw back a good margarita all day. But if I had a food truck, what would it be though? Probably be burgers, dude. I love burgers. Different types of burgers. Let me answer that. Actually, you know what? I got something for you guys too, because I saw this earlier. In-N-Out beats Whataburger. No fucking question.
My man.
No question. Hands down.
It's not even a debate.
No, dude.
They're like very tied for me. They're very tied, but like if I had to, like if it was like life or death, I could only eat one for the rest of my life, I would pick In-N-Out.
So like In-N-Out has holes in its game. Let's be real. Like, the burgers are fucking legit. The fries by themselves,
no, there's some work. You gotta get animal style.
That's the only way I'll have fries at In-N-Out. It has to be animal style.
They're trash otherwise.
Yeah. Whataburger's fries are legit. I like their fries. Because I like salt, and they're pretty salted up. But their burgers, bro,
they're okay.
They're dry.
Yeah.
They're dry patty. Like, everything's like In-N-Out, you take a bite and you just see that
it's
just fucking perfection.
You have to eat it in the wrapper because you're gonna have a fucking mess.
Yep.
In-N-Out. And not only that, listen, man, a Whataburger, it's ghetto as fuck. All right? At least In-N-Out, it doesn't matter where you go at In-N-Out. They're like, hi, sir, welcome. Oh, welcome to In-N-Out. What do I like to get you? Double with your shake? Oh, great. Here you go. Do you need anything with that? Do you need money from my wallet? Yeah. Oh, you're good to go.
Would you like some stickers? Would you like an In-N-Out hat?
Whataburger, they're like, what's up? Can I get a double Whataburger, please, with fries and milkshake? Yeah. what else? And I'm like, no, that's it. Or they, they do this. They did every last time I went to Whataburger. Can I get a double? What else? Oh, and a milkshake. What else? I'm like, damn, bro.
Bro, I got that experience at White Castle off of Fremont Street.
Oh,
at 3 in the morning.
There's the problem.
Well, it's 3 in the morning. I said anyone at 3 in the morning.
It's also fucking Fremont. That's where Fremont is a good place to get in a fight and see human feces on the sidewalk.
Fair.
I mean, are you coming out are you doing FQ3 for us?
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. So
yes.
I'm going to be doing FQ3, and hopefully I'll be sitting in the ref chair a little bit too.
Bet.
Now that I can.
I'll be there.
Nice. So like FQ3, BBO.
Bet.
August 12th, I'll be there for USAPL regionals.
Oh, for K's meet. Fuck yeah.
For the Natty boys over there, and then and then obviously September for nationals, and then October I'll be in East Coast for the American Pro.
Cool. Oh, are you reffing for the American Pro?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay. Because and then so for FQ3 and BBO and USAPO, you're doing squat together, right?
I'll be doing the live stream. Yeah. Yeah, and then there's a tested day for American Pro, I believe, too now.
Yeah.
And since I'm doing the drug testing, I'll be facilitating that, making sure it's done. So.
Oh, cool.
All right. Well, anybody doing the American Pro, if you're a fake natty on test day, I'll sell you my pee for $20.
You piss through a freaking cup.
You might also get some painkillers in there too. It's gonna be the issue. Sir, there's testosterone and oxys in here. Yeah.
Okay. How did those get in there?
Cool. The fuck? Men are supposed to have testosterone. Fuck out of here. Jesus.
Gosh. Sir, you're at a 12-to-1 ratio. We can't even see if this is human piss or a horse.
You know what? I started EQ, so it might come out as horse piss.
Yeah. You look like an EQ guy.
Oh, bro, I used to do EQ when I fought. I loved it.
Yeah, your endurance was fucking through the roof.
I haven't done it since I fucking fought. The reason I stopped doing EQ is because I was like 25 when I was doing it. Right, I was doing test and EQ, and I was doing a fucking 1-to-1, but for whatever, I was drawing wrong clearly because my test was going down way faster than my EQ, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just doubled my EQ. I didn't realize EQ makes you eat like a fucking horse, bro. Like, I'm sitting there like, I'm sitting at my lunch break. I packed a snack, I packed a lunch, and I packed another snack. I eat my snack, and I'm like, fuck, dude. Then I eat my lunch during my other snack, and then I'm like, then I eat my snack at lunch, and I go get another lunch, and I'm like, fuck, dude. I was supposed to fight at 170. I was supposed to fight at 170. I called up the promoter. I'm like, hey, man, would he be cool taking the fight at 175? He's like, yeah, bro. He's a little heavy, too. I'm like, good, because I'm having trouble keeping the weight off. I didn't tell him I'm fucking sauced out of my fucking mind right now, and I'm eating everything in sight, but...
Yeah. Jeez.
I love EQ.
Bro, it's just your stamina, your endurance. Like, you can, like, dude, I was playing flag football with, like, 20-something-year-olds, and I was keeping up.
Bro.
Like, I loved it. Yeah.
It makes you eat, and it helps the stamina, and somebody screwed up, so I came across some, so I was like, fuck it. I'll ask my coach, and he says, yes, take it. I'm like, great. I'm trying to put weight back on, man. What you're saying about just doing things right. That's the nice thing about being injured is I'm doing such light weight right now that I can kind of build from the bottom again. Like my squat, I'm always an iffy squatter. I've always been an iffy squatter. So now I'm like, okay, I need to sink shit and get my shit like right. Like, I need to sink it with the lightweight and get used to fucking getting that stretch and doing it. So when the heavyweight comes, it feel fucking foreign to me,
Yeah, dude, my theory and my kind of how I always trained, and this is just how I always was, is I would always bury my squats. I don't care what weight it is. I would bury it in training deep, like overdo it. because I know when I get closer to my top set, if I will squat a little bit high, but it's actually perfect depth instead of sinking it. So like I would just know that like, look, I'm so used to sinking it. I know the feeling of depth, sinking it down. But you know, when the weight gets heavy, I'll just cut it what I think is high, and it's actually perfect.
Yeah.
So
That's what I do. That's honestly what I do.
Yeah.
So doing that at the Pro Raw because they were like red lighting everybody on every freaking depth, and I squat to depth. I just have huge thighs, but I sunk my second one like way lower than I normally squat. So then the third one, I cut it a little high for me, but it was still.
It was depth. Yep.
Red
Yeah.
light.
Hell yeah.
I got one red light from fucking Joey, and I yelled at him about it, and he was like, he's like, your second one was deeper, and I'm like, bro,
But the third one's still dip, dickhead. Yeah.
I gave him. This was before like we were like friends, because he's
Yeah.
friends with my client Bonnie,
Yeah.
and someone had told me I had to tape my belt. I had to tape the dick on my belt, or I couldn't wear it, right? So we went and taped it. We were like, whatever. I get it. I already knew it was going to be an issue. Nobody said anything at gear check, of course, but whatever. I'm in the zone. I'm like, just get the fucking tape. I don't care. So we tape it, and he's like inspecting me because everything I did was a fucking record that day. And he goes, hey, thanks for taping your belt. And I was like, it's my dad's name, and he's dead. And he was like, okay, thanks for taping. And I was like, you don't even care. And he was like, no. And I just stormed off. And it's not even my dad's name, by the way, but I saw him at fucking North Americans.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you made me tape my belt. And he's like, no. I thanked you for taping it. And he was like, you were on one. And I was like, yeah, I was, sir. Fuck you.
That's
And
funny as fuck.
give each other shit, but I gave him shit. I sent him my squat video, and I was like, you were the one who red lighted me on one side. And he's like, your second one was lower. And I'm like, that's not how this works.
And I love Joey. Like Joey's always, he's willing to talk shit, but he takes it good too. So it's like whatever.
And he runs good meets. I've heard nothing but good things about
Joey.
his stuff.
Yeah, Joey does a good job. He's got, you know, it's not even Joey's meets, to be honest. Like his girlfriend, Erin.
Yeah.
She runs the meet. She's the brains behind that operation. Joey's the face and the mouth.
Super nice.
Yeah, but she's awesome, and Joey, they do a good job. So you know, they're doing good for the lifters. Indiana's lucky to get those guys, and
okay,
so.
Indiana lucky for anything.
Hey, bro, they need a team. So their Colts suck. So at least they got Joey and Aaron. That's
it. It's Indiana. They can't be that fucking lucky.
Hey, you got to give them something. Give them powerlifting. Fuck.
I mean, I guess they at least have Steve. They at least have Steve, who was a monster fucking, you know, power lifter.
Yeah, it's Gentilini, right?
Yeah. Who,
yep.
Unfortunately, you know,
or Gentili.
Gentili.
I can't remember.
How to fucking pronounce it. It's either Gentili.
Yeah. I know the Steve.
Genitalia.
Yeah.
Genitalia. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know the guy. Yeah, he's fucking massive, dude.
He's a big motherfucker.
He doesn't compete anymore. I know there was something that he's got some medical issue or something like that.
He's got a tack for he's got dialysis. He's waiting on his fucking kidney transplant.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I competed in LA in 2016 at Barbell Brigade, and him and T Popola, they were competing, and fuck, dude, those guys were massive. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Always been, I think, a 308er, but I think he walks around with his prime like, bro, even now, he's like, yeah, I work out as much as I can, but he's on dialysis. I think he's still like fucking 280.
Bro, he was 308, but he wasn't like that.
No, he's always had abs. He's a freak.
Solid. Yeah.
He's a fucking freak.
Insane.
Yeah, no, he's Indy City Barbell. He's the owner of Indy City.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where Bonnie.
Yeah, that's where Bonnie goes.
Yeah.
She trains there. Yeah, there's a lot of people I know there that train there.
Yeah, it's the only good thing about fucking, you know, that state. That gym. That's it.
That's fair. That's fair. I could agree with that.
Same with Missouri. Your gym. That's it. It's the only thing good about Missouri.
I'll take it. Fuck it. Yeah. I'll take it.
It's St. Louis is a good place to get fucking murdered and work at Al's gym. So
there, that's it. That's it. Just stop. Just stay. I'm like 45 minutes away from downtown, so we're good. We're safe.
Yeah, guys, when you go to St. Louis, hit up Al.
Yep.
Go to fucking
check him out on Instagram. Plug your Instagram. Your squat.
Yeah, so it's my Squat to Death promotions at Squat to Death _ promotions. That's where all my meets are and any meet that event that we're gonna have. And then mine is at barbell _ AL.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
at FQ.
Yeah.
For our fucking meets, come say hi to Al. He's the one that runs all of our fucking live streams. Our live streams, listen, they always fuck. I've never get any complaints. All my homies watch our live streams. Like at FQ2 they did.
Yep.
It fucked. So Al does a great fucking job. His team fucks.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we got some new shit coming out for the live stream too, so we're excited about it. It's gonna be fucking badass.
Yeah. Let us know when more shirts and fucking shorts drop.
Yeah.
And we fucking got you.
Yeah, we'll promote too.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming. Have a good night.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.